Despite our elaborate preparations for spending a day inside during Hurricane Dean, when it came right down to it, we just couldn't. The maximum effect of the hurricane for the northern peninsula was due to be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Tuesday. So about 10:15, we packed up our cameras and took to the road. First stop, the Plaza Grande, the Zocalo, the center of Merida's Centro Histórico. Unlike most Tuesday mornings, parking wasn't a problem today. Since no one worked or went to school, the Centro was uncharacteristically deserted. Well, except for bunches of tourists, a few handfuls of locals braving the storm, and a whole lot of pigeons who weren't braving the storm and were effectively grounded by the wind. The Zocalo is full of old trees, most of which survived the last few hurricanes and have grown to tower over the benches that surround the center flagpole. The trees were blowing in the gusty wind, and white clouds were scudding by overhead. What surprised us is that there was both sunshine and patches of blue sky during the entire so-called peak of the storm, and practically no rain. The Zocalo was probably the busiest place we saw in our travels. There was minimal traffic everywhere else we went in Merida, no flooding, and very little damage. We saw one sign and a couple of streetlights blown down, and 2 or 3 tree limbs. What was open? Otso convenience stores, Veep's coffee shops, Pemex gas stations, they were all open. So were Walmart and Costco, but we noticed that most of the major grocery stores, like Superama, were closed. Car dealerships had removed their cars from the lots, and most storefronts were boarded up with plywood. Driving up Paseo Montejo, it seemed to us that the tourists that had stayed in Mexico and had come to Merida today were the lucky ones, because rarely is Merida this cool or this uncrowded. Well, on to Progreso. The 30-minute drive was uneventful, and there was no sign of a hurricane until we came into